Try number 3. There we go. Wheelie time. All right, now we gotta jump it up out of here. Without a doubt, RC drivers, the Arrma Gorgon is a blast to drive. I don't know what it is about this truck, but I have so much fun with it every time I take it out, and it's a pretty good value too. And without a doubt, I'd say the same for the Arrma Grom. And if you were one of those RC enthusiasts that thought it'd be cool to see a Gorgon Grom, it's here. I'm really excited about this one, RC drivers. Today I'm gonna show you everything you need to know about it in this overview and first run. Let's get to it. This is really cool, but what's even cooler, it comes in 3 different colors, the yellow, red, and the black with the bronze. That looks pretty sick. This is a completely ready to run, so there's a battery and charger in here, even the double A's, and they made some changes to the ground platform. This is a definite must-see, guys. Metal gears. Fresh truck, out of the box. This thing looks like it's gonna be a blast, but before we get into this, I wanna show you what else comes inside the box. So you get the SLT2 radio system. It's got the decals on it. Whoever did this, genius. Makes just identifying your radios much easier. Comes with the 1400 milliamp battery pack and a USB charger, the 4 AA's to power the radio system, some basic tools, and your instruction manual, even a breakout guide for the parts. And it looks like they give you a little sheet for Spectrum here because you can get additional batteries and chargers through Spectrum. And to be honest with you, if you're going to be running this a lot, you're probably gonna want another battery pack. And using this USB charger, well, it gets old really quick. So I would recommend going with one of their Power Stage charger bundles. It's gonna save you a few bucks, and it gives you everything that you need. A better charger, another battery pack, and even a little adapter to go and charge the battery, which people often forget when they go out and buy an aftermarket charger, and they give you the power supply as well. So definitely check this out if you're gonna upgrade your charger and you're thinking of another pack. They've scaled down the Gorgon body. They made this thing 4-wheel drive. It looks absolutely sick, and it's a pretty decent size too. It's actually pretty close in size to the Losi Mini LMT, a little bit smaller than a Traxxas Mini Max. And compared to the other Groms, it's actually just a little bit bigger than the Granite and actually kind of smaller looking than the Mojave. What do you think? Did they size this one just right? There's just something about the Gorgon body. Love the way it looks. I don't know if it's the colors, the graphics, just the shape of it, but it's so much fun when you're out driving it. It's just part of the excitement. Now this one mounts a little bit differently than the 10 scale version, so it's got this push button in the back and another one in the front underneath here, and you just push those in. I'm doing this one-handed, so give me a second here. It just pops right up pretty easily, and look at this. They've got this inner support structure for it, so that's nice and strong. Definitely love the route Arrma's been taking with the body structures, and look at the chassis, guys. This is a completely new chassis for the Grom, and it's styled to look like a monster truck. Look at the side here. It's got the tube cage molded into it, even has the decals, and this thing is super strong, guys. I even took the center brace out, tried to twist this thing. It is absolutely solid, but it's all one piece. I mean, the shock towers are integrated into it. The bottom of the chassis, this is all one piece here. So yeah, it's got to create an ultra rigid structure. And I'm not exactly sure how I feel about it because I mean, even the shock towers are integrated into it. So if there's a chance you break something, you have to replace this whole thing here. However, this, again, it is so strong. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to do that. I think Arrma did their homework, and we don't actually have to worry about anything happening to the chassis. It is a higher center of gravity chassis, and that is to, you know, just help allow you to do stunts and stuff, because we've got a wheelie bar in the back, we've got the smooth front bumper, and I think you could even do nose wheelies with this, with the included power system. We're going to test that out, but really interesting look to the chassis. And look at this battery tunnel. See how narrow this chassis is? Because of that, they stand up the battery in here. They've got these little tabs that slide out. Let me just show you here. And you can drop this in, and then you just slide them back in place, which is pretty cool, but I think it does limit the amount or the style of batteries that we could use for this. So if you're already thinking about upgrading to a brushless system or a 3S, yeah, you're gonna have to stick with these dimensions, which I'll overlay on the screen right here. But one other thing I wanted to show you guys about the chassis is this center bracing system and actually the cover for the center drive line. So it's got these little tabs on it, which I thought was pretty interesting. But what that does is once you take out all the screws for the center section, you take these tabs and you pull up the entire radio tray. That is super cool. And again, it allows you access to the drive line underneath. Some of the bulkhead pieces are integrated into the diff caps. It just reduces the number of parts. I like the chassis, guys. I think it's pretty cool. Even the wheelie bar in the back, the wheels actually feel a little stiff. Hopefully those break in. It's got this rubber piece in the center. That's kind of cool. So let's get into the suspension now, because check this out. We've got some seriously long travel shocks for a small scale truck, and they're almost stood up, and they attach to the Arrma Grom arms here. So the upper and lower arms, those are pulled from the Typhon. Same with the rear arms, same with the rear inner hubs, and the steering knuckles up front, all dual shear, so none of those ball ends are gonna pop off on you. These are pretty proven, so I'm excited to see that. The suspension feels really good, nice and soft. I did take a shock apart for you guys. We've got a double O-ring on the bottom. It's an emulsion style shock, so there's just an O-ring on top. So yeah, you're gonna have to cycle the shock a few times to integrate that air into the oil. But once it's all done, I mean, we've got a nice plush suspension setup. And part of the suspension is the wheels and tires. Check these out, guys. Nice bright yellow rims. They've got 12mm hexes, like plenty of clearance there for the arms. We've got the smaller outside diameter, so it looks pretty scale. Then you got these cool looking chevron tires with the Arrma logo. Almost looks like BKT for a second, right? And there's no foam inserts on the inside. They've just got this little vent hole up top here. And the tire actually feels pretty good compound on that. Now into the drive line. So four-wheel drive, absolutely awesome for the Gorgon. I think a lot of people were hoping we'd see that in 10 scale. I don't know if that's going to happen, guys. I think it would be pretty cool, but they've got the granite, so maybe they're just rolling with that. But they've got front and rear gear differentials. Get this, guys, all metal drive line in this. I pulled it apart for you. They have the sintered metal gears throughout this entire thing. Even the internal gears in the differential, ring and pinion. And I like that the cross pin in the differential is also metal, because we've got more stress on the driveline from the tire, so it's good to see that they gave us all metal. Steel out drives, steel CVs in the front, ball bearings supporting all the drive components. They've got their large, I think it's like a 3 or 4mm hex center drive shaft in there. Kind of looks like a big Allen key with the L cut off of it. Metal spur gear, small pinion gear on here with a motor plate that aligns the gear mesh, so you don't have to worry about that if you ever have to swap parts out. But the driveline is basically the same design setup that we've seen before in the Groms, just, you know, we've got all metal gears now. And that means we can get into the electronics. I love the suspension. I can sit here and just squish it all day. Okay, so they went with the brush system on this. It's the Brush Mega 380 size motor, 28 turn, and it's supposed to give us enough power so we could go and do some tricks, definitely get some air off of jumps. And since we've got like a big enclosure here around it, it's awesome that they gave us the heat sink and a cooling fan to keep that motor cool when we're out running. Over here is the Spectrum 2-in-1 unit. We've become accustomed to these lately. It is for 2S battery packs only, and underneath is a metal geared servo, which is absolutely awesome. It's going to need it for the extra strain of these larger tires. And that servo goes out to the typical steering bell cranks that we've seen from Arrma before. Fixed links out to the knuckles. So yeah, this thing is just built to be durable, built for fun, and that's what we need to see now. I gotta go throw a charged battery pack in here and go hit some jumps. The Mini Gorgon is gonna take on this smaller skate park. This is gonna be a lot of fun, RC drivers. Really looking forward to this. Oh, it was like a wheelie right off the bat. Was not expecting that. I gotta get used to this. It's a little bit different from what I was expecting. We got some chassis roll here because of that shock setup. Got a lot of lean in the corners, but you know what? It's actually fun to drive. Just gotta get my bearings here. Look at this. We've got some pretty good speed out of this brush system. Yeah, look at this. All right. Here we go. I'm getting amped. Cool. A little rail slide. Oh, that was absolutely sick and completely unplanned. Look at this. We got speed. We got handling. Oh, man. I was a little worried about maybe this thing would flip over with the higher CG. It just gets a little light once that chassis slaps in the back, so it's a little light on the suspension. That's because of that shock design. Oh man. Okay, I gotta go right out and say it here. It's Gorgon-like that it's just this odd fun, but like controllable. It's a new interesting driving experience that I like, guys. Oh, it gets some air, look at that. Oh, durability test. Hit the pole midair. It's a Grom though, it's gonna hold up, I think. Okay, so what I'm noticing here, and you're probably hearing it, we got major chassis slap. A little bounce at the end of that too. Yeah,
Lots of chassis slap. Oh, off the rail. Oh man. All right, here we go, down the stairs. That's cool. But beyond the chassis slap, it's still like controllable. It's not a major bounce. Roll up through this pyramid here. Oh man, that was awesome. We gotta check out the wheelie situation. That was a slip. See if I get some traction. Oh, roll over. Try number 3. There we go. Wheelie time. There we go. Wheelies. Now supposedly you could grind it on the front end too, so let's see if I can get that. No, I can't do a stoppie. Doesn't have enough brake for a stoppie to get it up on the nose and walk the nose. So you'd have to force that somehow. And this is why I came here. Wanted to drop it down into this bowl. Yeah, that's awesome. Love it. You can hear it just grinding out through those corners. All right, now we gotta jump it up out of here. Oh, not taking it easy. Brand new truck. We don't even have a full pack in there yet, and I'm hammering on this thing. Ready? There we go. I landed it. I needed to get one in. Drop it down into the bowl. Drop it right back up. Drop it. What am I saying? Drop it. It's send it. Send it. And send it again. Oh, it did a flip. It wasn't a pretty one. We're Arrma tough here on this one. Yeah, it's just got this unique driving trait. We just got some more chassis lean because that shock setup. But I could definitely tune my driving style. And look at this. I mean, I'm just ripping through here. Oh, I keep hitting that rail. So I just finished up the battery pack by completely hammering on this truck, sending it off a jump so it landed on the nose and on the rear and on the roof, and it was taking all of the hard hits, and the hits were hard. I mean, look at this, guys. You could see the cement in the screws here, and it's all scuffed up, but nothing is broken. I mean, even the body, there's no cracks or anything, and I was landing on the body hard. This is a tough truck. Now, the suspension is pretty soft in the corners. You get that chassis roll, which is actually a lot of fun. Just to counter steer, keep it under control. I feel that the diff oil is a little bit light. When I took the diffs apart, they're not sealed, but they had oil in them. So I guess you can't go ahead, tune them with oil. I guess the seal is that tight on such a small differential cup. But I think a little bit of extra oil will definitely help just lock in the rear so it doesn't, you know, just wander on you when you go hard into the corners. But I think it's pretty well powered for a brush system. You definitely get the wheelies out of it. You don't get the nose wheelies, but it was still a lot of fun, and you definitely get some air with the speed of this truck. Plenty of steering, and that nosedive actually helps with getting this thing corner tight. It doesn't really seem to roll in the corners either. These tires, plenty of traction, and yeah, absolutely worth it, guys. The Gorgon Grom 4-wheel drive, what we wanted. A little bit smaller of a package, but an absolutely fun truck. And a solid truck. If you're into it, guys, I'll have a link in the video description below, and let me know what you think. Do you think they nailed it with the Gorgon Grom?